Hey, what's good YouTube? Antiyami here, and we're back with another video. Today we're going to be going over 3-access Scythe deck, and we're going to be going over some Beam Bees, which is the bread and butter of the deck. I'm going to show you guys 3 combo lines, starting with 2-card combos, and then I'm going to show you guys like a really weird interaction if your opponent has like a Veiler or something like that, and they kind of like Veiler you in a very awkward spot, and how I normally play through that situation. So anyway guys, if you guys would love to, subscribe to the channel, leave a like or a comment down below letting you guys know, how do you guys feel about the deck and how do you guys feel about a tutorial plus deck profile. Let you guys know how you guys feel about that. Also, I've been kind of working with a Mekk-Knight Orchids build, but it's really hard this format because this format is crazy. If you go second and you don't open up correctly, you get Scythe Lock, which is really hard to play through. And then if you go first with Mekk-Knight, you're going to eat a ton of hand traps and you're going to lose. So it's a hard deck to play right now. And plus with the Brave Engine and stuff like that, it's tough. So I'm still working on it. I haven't found a build that I really like. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and hop into the combo video. So let's go ahead and start with our bread and butter here. So we're gonna have 3 opening hands. I'm gonna show you guys Sangan plus Rites. Then I'm gonna show you guys, actually, I don't know why we're doing Sangan first. We will be showing off Sangan plus Rites, but we will be showing off Red Rose Dragon because I feel like this is a lot easier to kind of like follow. And then after that, we will go into Sangan plus Extender. And I guess we're going to use these 2 cards or extenders. So those are the 3 combo hands we're going to start with. And to show you guys the basic lines for each of the plays. And we're going to go from there, alright? Cool. So combo number 1, we're going to go ahead and start with Right. So we're going to activate Right. Special summon token. Oh, by the way, these 3 Ash Blossoms represent the other 3 cards in your hand. So it just shows that they don't really matter. So yes, we're going to activate Right. Right's effect is going to activate our Faithful from the deck, which is really cool. Next, we're going to normal summon. Normal summoning the Red Rose Dragon. That's going to trigger our our Faithful to search out the Draco pack. Then we're going to activate the effect of Adventurer to search out the Griffin Rider. Discard a card. So whenever I am going to demonstrate these combos, I'm not going to attach the a quick spell because obviously you should do it in match, but we're not going to do that because it's just going to save us some time. So normally you equip the token, but in this example we're not. Special summon Griffin Rider because you control the token, and then we're going to synchro into our Baron. That's going to trigger our Red Rose Dragon effect if it's synchroed. Or if you use this card as synchro material, you can special summon a Rocks from the deck. Rocks effect on summon, we're gonna search out the Basil Rose Shoot. After that, we're gonna synchro into Yazi. Baron's effect to pop the Yazi. That's gonna also trigger Yazi in the graveyard to special summon Mermere. Okay, so next we're going to activate the effect of Mermere here, and we're going to use this effect to summon 1 token, use this effect to summon 2 tokens. Then next we're going to take one of these Hippo tokens, and we are going to link that off into a Link Spider. Then we're going to link those 2 guys off into a Dagda. Activate the effect of Mermere 1 more time. Special summon token. Use Dagda's effect to set a Scythe. Just gonna be right here. Then after that, we can activate our Rose card. Special summon Rocks Rose. We're gonna synchro into our 2nd interruption here, which is gonna be our Herald. Then we can take Mermere and Dagda, and we're gonna turn that into an Anaconda. Anaconda's effect, pay 2k. We're gonna send Fusion Destiny, banish these 2 cards because you do control the Arc Light, you know, so these are not gonna be your follow-ups, unfortunately. But I will take that trade all day to Scythe Block your opponent out of the game. Special summon DPE, and then you pass turn. And on your standby phase, or your opponent's standby phase, you trigger DPE to play around, I don't know who's gonna main deck a Kaiju, but you never know. Play around Kaiju. This plays around Droplets, and also it plays around Dark Riddle No More. They main deck those, so they can't use those cards as outs at this present time. The only card I feel like they can stop this is Draw Phase Super Poly. So if your opponent randomly displays Super Poly, it can stop you from getting, you know, the Scythe off. But, you know, I mean, if they have it, they have it. But yeah, and then you special summon Scythe here, and usually I pop the DPE. DPE's effect will trigger, Scythe will come back on the field, special summon Scythe, and then yes. For those who don't know how this plays around Droplets, if you read Arc's effect basically states that monsters sent from their hand or from the deck to the graveyard will be banished instead. And since Droplet has to send to graveyard, you cannot send monster effects because they're going to be banished. So you can only send spells and traps. And if they send spells and traps, then obviously both these cards can negate it, which protects your Scythe Block, which is really, really insane. So yes, that's with the bread and butter combo tutorial number 1. Let's go ahead and hop into combo hand number 2. Okay, so we're in combo hand number 2, and we have Sangan, which is probably the best card to open, and we have the rights. So pretty much same way with the Rose Dragon. We are going to special summon the token. Pretty much the same order at this point. We're going to set our Faithful from deck. Normal summon. Search Draco bag. Faithful effect to search the Griffin Rider. Discard the Draco back. Then special summon. And this is where the extra stuff comes in here. So now we're going to link Sangan into an Armorage. Sangan's mandatory effect will activate in the graveyard to search out Arborea. Special summon Arborea. And since now, Custodian monsters, they all have that effect where they can special summon to a link arrow, basically where it's pointing to. And since she's a tuner, this can turn into your Needle Fiber or your Hulk. I call it Needle Fiber, I think the name is better. Activate his effect. We are going to special summon Red Rose Dragon, and then now we have pretty much the same combo from what you've seen before. The only difference is now we have a Hulk, so you do the same bread and butter combo here, and then on your opponent's turn, let's go ahead and set up the end board here so you guys can kind of have a visual of what this looks like. So obviously we're going to end on this. We're going to have an Anaconda here, down here instead. And then we're going to have this, right? And then we're going to have a set of sight because, yeah, we don't like having, you know, fun and interactive Yu-Gi-Oh! And of course, Dak doesn't want to be in the graveyard at this point. So yes. On your opponent's standby phase, right? You DP. We're going to pop the DP in the Scythe. DP goes to the graveyard, Scythe comes back out, you know, Scythe locks, cool. So if your opponent decides not to scoop and they want to play through this, if they activate anything, you can actually use Herald of Arclight Tribute, you know, negate. And then when that happens, we can actually banish our Hulk. Hulk is going to special summon from our extra deck a Shooting Rhyzar Dragon. Shooting Rhyzar Dragon is going to activate the effect to dump the snow. If you guys can see it, dump the snow. And become the level 3. Then you can synchro these 2 cards into a Boros Savage Dragon and we can use Savage effect to equip the Dagda, and it becomes another interruption on board, which is already insane. So if your opponent was extra gonna break the board, now they just have no shot. So that's really cool. And the reason why you want to get rid of your Arc Herald, because remember what I said, monsters from the deck or hand will get banished instead. So Shooting Rhizar will still activate the effect, banish the Snow instead, and it stays at level 7 because the monster has to hit the graveyard for its level modulation to take effect. So keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to trigger Needle Fiber's effect while Arc is on board, and it kind of messes up your interruption. So that's the difference between Sangan and Red Rose. Now I'm going to show you guys Sangan plus Extender. Okay, so now we have Sangan plus Extender here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to activate E-Teleport. E-Teleport is going to special summon. So summon Wilder here. Doesn't really matter, but normal summon Sangan. Then we'll take these two, and then we're going to make Cherubini. The mandatory effect of Sangan will activate to search out Arborea here. Now we're going to trigger our Cherubini. Cherubini is going to dump Water Temple. Water Temple is going to banish our stuff from the graveyard to add Rites. And you guys already know where this is going now. So we're going to special summon this, or actually we're going to use Rites effect because I think it's safer. Bring out Token. And we're gonna set or activate Faithful from the deck. Then after that, we're gonna special summon this, search out Dracopack, then Faithful effect, search out this, discard this, special summon Griffin, and then we'll turn these two right here into a Needle Fiber. And Needle Fiber effect is going to activate, which is going to bring us back to our actual combo line, which is really insane. So yeah, that's that line for an extender. So, and you just go off from there. And again, these are all 2-card combos, and we still have 3 cards in hand just out here chilling. So these cards can be anything, honestly. So let me go ahead and talk about this too, because I remember I talked about what happens if your opponent has like a Veiler or something, or decided to like Veiler this play. So if you make this activate Needle Fiber, and then you're trying to attempt to special summon Red Rose Dragon, what you can do is actually you can say your opponent tried to Veiler you, so you can actually use Griffin's effect to negate. Put that up there. Special summon Red Rose Dragon. We're gonna take the token and Red Rose Dragon to make a Shooting Rhizar. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, doesn't really matter the chain links. I think it's probably better for this to resolve first. So Chain Link 1 Rose, Chain Link 2 Shooting Rhizar. Shooting Rhizar is gonna dump our Snow, making Shooting Rhizar level 3. And Red Rose is going to special summon Rox Rose. Rox Rose triggers to search out Basil. Then, after that, we can actually take these two and turn those into a Dagda. Then we activate Basil, special summon. And since we activate a monster or a card on the field, we can actually set the Scythe here. And then we can take, either you guys can take, oh, we'll use the Needle Fiber here since we don't have any more tuners in the extra deck. We'll turn this into an Anaconda here, and then, you know, you pay your 2K, dump that, dump those, and this is pretty much your end board if that happens. Now, you don't really have like negates per se, but I mean, you can basically still Scythe Block your opponent. And again, this is just with the 2 cards. You have other extenders here too, so you can still make the Baron, you know, whatever. But if you only have 2 cards in hand and your opponent has 1 hand trap, you still get Scythe Blocked, and you actually get to set another artifact, which is going to be your Lancia here, and you have options. So this is really cool. So if they happen to hand trap you here in game 1, I would not stand by phase. Again, it's up to you, depending on how you feel, because your opponent might be crazy and it might main deck a Kaiju or Dark Ruler no more, you know, whatever. They're crazy. But depending on what decks they're playing, because like say you're going against like Flunders, right? And they summon like Impin or Rabina, you can actually DP's effect, then Chainlink to Dagda, then you can set the Lancia, and then you get to choose which cards you want to pop. So that's just an option, you know, whatever. And you know, you can Lancia, you can tribute Lancia effect, and if Dagda ever blows up, you can actually bring back the Lancia, and you can actually use this Lancia more than once. So that's just a really, really cool option that you can do. So yes, guys, that's gonna be it for the combo portion. I'm gonna hop right into the deck profile section of the video. I hope you guys enjoy the tutorials. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below and let me know how you guys enjoyed or liked the combos, and yeah, we'll go from there. I will see you guys in the deck profile. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile portion of this deck. First, we play the triple Ash Blossom, triple Ghost Bell, and triple Ghost Ogre. These are the main hand traps. The cool thing is about this is that they can double up as obviously hand traps. They can be part of the combos because they're all tuners, and then they're all level 3s. So that's also really, really, really cool that they come up like that. Next, we play the triple Sangan and the one Arborea, triple red Rose Dragon, and then the one Rocks. And then we play the triple Temples, and then we play the one Griffin Rider. So this is kind of like the glue of the deck. This is kind of like the starter cards you want to open with for the most part. Obviously you want to open up the Sangan, the Red Rose, and the Water Enchanters. Like, these cards are not bad to open either. It just makes your combo a little bit more awkward. You don't get as much out of it. It's like unoptimal to open these, but it's not like horrible. For the level 3 extenders, you play the 3 Psychic Wielders, the 3 Psychic Trackers, 3 Junk Forwards, and then you also play the Strudo. The Strudo is a really cool card. It's also another tuner extender, and it can be a level 3 or level 4 depending on your scenario. Very, very cool. The cards that you kind of open that's like unoptimal, which is your Lancia, which can double up as a hand trap, of course. Scythe, you can just set it and don't have to worry about going to your Dagda. Snow, which you pretty much dump it during your combo, and then same thing with token collectors, like another Snow, just depending on the matchup. But a lot of times you want to dump the Snow first, and if you know if you're playing your opponent's on the hand or some kind of token package, then it can come up. Going on to the hardcore bricks, you never want to see these cards. Like, you never want to open it, but as Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna open it. So you have your Mare, you have your Celestial, and you have your Dasher. Hopefully they stay in the deck. Moving on to your spells, you have 3 Rites, 1 Faithful, 1 Dragoback, and 1 Foolish Burial. These cards are insane. I don't think they should be as good as they are, but we live in a society, so yeah, very good cards. Of course, we have the Basil Roshu, and then we have the triple and teleports. Pretty much like your extenders of the deck. Obviously, you don't want to draw into it. You kind of want to search and make combo. E-teleports are just really insane to open. And then you have the double Fusion Destinies. If you open the Fusion Destiny, you can just activate it and skip the Anaconda portion of your combo, which is really, really cool. Going into your extra deck, we have Almirage, Link Spider, some of the best level or Link 2 monsters in the game. You have Cherubini that probably should be banned at some point. Needle Fiber, which arguably could be banned. Verte Anaconda, I don't even know why this card is still legal. Dagda, Eater Scythe, but this card should be banned, but you know, we still have it in the format for some god reason. We have Unicorn, and we also have Access Code Talker. Wrapping up for your Link portion of the deck. Obviously, the Nightmare Unicorn is kind of like pushing for game for the most part, or you know, Unicorn can spin back a card, you know, whatever. You have your Phoenix Enforcer, of course, and then going into your synchros, we have the Arclight, we have the Shooting Ristar, Yazi, Boro Savage, we have the Baron de Florida, and then we also have the Shenlong, which this card is really weird, because before this used to be a Unicorn, or sorry, it used to be a Nightmare Phoenix. Never made it, never came up. Technically, I could have went into it, but it wasn't necessary because I had other plays. So I decided to make this into a Dragstar, or the FA Dragster. But then I was like, it never came up to where I needed to make it. I made it once because it was funny, but didn't really see impact. So I decided, like, what other generic cards are really good, and I thought about this, and I was like, okay, because it's really good in the control matchup. So like, for instance, like Outledge or other decks that can't really out this very well, it's so good. Like, you make that card, you pretty much just win. Backed up with some hand traps and whatnot. So yes, guys, that's the deck profile. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Let you guys think about how, you know, the tutorial combo plus deck profile combo works. I'll try to probably make it a lot shorter, but this deck has a lot of weird lines, and normally I don't do like a lot of combo decks, but this is a pretty extensive combo. So if you guys made it this far, I do appreciate you guys, and make sure you guys, again, leave a comment, subscribe, and leave a like. It definitely helps, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.